On this week's World of Saltwater Fishing, we'll be basing at a Baker's Cay Resort in Key Largo in the fabulous Florida Keys. I have a Mako 214 down here, and we'll be targeting top-tier inshore predators around Key Largo proper. Don't miss this episode.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing. Big fish don't stand a chance.
One of my favorite inshore fisheries is in Key Largo in the upper Florida Keys. And I'm talking Key Largo proper, not making a long runs out to Flamingo and well up beyond into the Gulf, but within a 15, maybe 20 mile radius at the most of Key Largo. There are a lot of creeks, tributaries, sounds here that hold a lot of top tier game fish. And fishing here during the weekday, especially during the slow season, you have a lot of these spots all to yourself. I had my Mako 214 production team. We were basing at a Baker's Cay Resort. And joining me on this trip was local pro, Captain Bruce Davis with True Blue Charters.
I've been doing this for 15 years, lived down here 38 years, never left, never moved away. Got into it with my dad, fished every day in the creeks and just kind of got raised and hooked on it. So my specialty would be is snook fishing. That's my happy place. So that would be backcountry fishing. That is my guaranteed happy place to be able to get people on the big snook to small snook. And the bycatch is a lot of fun with redfish and tarpon and gray snapper to eat for dinner or sea trout.
So Bruce pulls up, he did a bait run early, and we loaded the Mako 214's live wells with pilchards. Almost had it all blackened out. He jumped aboard and we took off.
We actually rolled up to Jewfish Creek to be able to see if we get some finger mullet. We got a few big mullet, and then we ran out, and then we decided just to get right into fishing. Went through the idle zone, and then went to the end of the creek and been able to start fishing.
This place could really come alive if you know all the right tricks. And Bruce Davis knows all the right tricks. He got us situated on the edge of the channel in Jewfish Creek, and he was saying how the day before he had a heck of a good day with a lot of quality sized mangrove snapper, and that he also caught a few muttons in the creek itself. So we anchored up and put a little block of chum overboard, and here come the mangrove snapper, all up behind the boat, and you just see him back there. And his first shot directly behind the boat, bang, he's catching mangrove snapper.
May have just robbed me. Oh, on. And start with a baby one. And that's still probably a keeper right there at 10.
Baker's Cay wanted us to bring back fish. They wanted to host us for dinner one evening. So the plan was, let's get some legal-sized mangrove snappers. If we're fortunate enough to catch a mutton snapper or two, we would take that as well. And Bruce was bailing through some legal-sized mangroves. We're putting them on the fish box. We had a small jig, tip of the light pilchard. The tide was just starting to move, so I would cast a little bit up tide, free spool, and let that jig take that pilchard down into Jewfish Creek itself by the edge of the channel. And as that was working its way, I had to pick up, set the hook, had a real good fight, and I fight, it's a decent sized mangrove snapper, so okay, it's going into the list. Bruce threw some live chum into the creek itself and ignited an explosion. We had big jacks coming up, and he said, I swear there was a mutton blowing up in there too. So I made a cast into there, no take. Bruce fired out, pilchard on the jig, into the channel, and bam, he hooks up.
Oh, there it is.
You got a good one there. Look at
That's
the bend
a
in
good
that
one.
rod.
He ain't wanting to come up.
Oh, I was gonna throw this top water. I'm gonna sit and watch the show. Even though I will see it
Well,
later.
I felt no bait, so I started just reeling it in. I think he already had it choked.
All right, I'm throwing a top water in that.
Very strange though. I felt like it was a jack at first, but it's hard to tell.
All right.
Get the net.
Yeah, I'm getting a net here.
That looks like a mutton.
All right, nice and
That's
easy.
what we were looking for. There we go. Nice mutton in a creek.
Check that out. Talk about a
Look at that
creek
beauty.
mutton snapper.
Yep. And you can see the pink on them.
Yeah.
So it's still got some shrimp in them. But see the dark back is a lot different than the reef.
Oh yeah.
The reef will be more silver and gray.
Gotcha, for sure.
But this is much darker on the back, pink. They're just eating the shrimp and the mullet coming
Well,
through.
grab that one. I'll get a couple stills with you here. You got them? Sure enough, scooped up a beauty of a mutton snapper. Now realize, here we are in Jewfish Creek, inshore. This would be a quality size mutton on the quality patch reefs and some of the deeper reefs offshore of Key Largo and the Florida Keys. And here you are inside a creek catching fish like this. We were, I don't know, a handful of miles from Baker's Cay, and we were just getting started.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin. Mako. You'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine. Go boldly. George, we'll be right back.
With Jack Crevalle releases, along with a few mangroves and muttons in the fish box for our fresh catch dinner back at Baker's Cay Resort, we move on to our second spot. I'm fishing the inshore waters of Key Largo proper with Bruce Davis.
Bruce said, let's go ahead, let's pull anchor, and we'll make a run through Card Sound, under the bridge, and continue on to some creeks and some tributaries. He said the tide should just be about right.
Ended up going towards Angelfish Creek and getting up into the creeks, and then pretty much you fish the incoming tide, outgoing tide, and you have to find where you have current breaks.
He said it really set the stage up for some good fishing, and he said over here too, he said you could get anything from snook to tarpon to muttons to mangroves. What really goes on here from time to time is you get a lot of these yellowjacks.
That one had in his mouth. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Yellowjack. Big one, too.
Oh, you got another
there's
variety
another one
coming
behind
in
it,
here.
too.
Yeah, I see that. Mine's already in play
You're
out
fine.
here, so I'm
You're
gonna,
fine. Well, this is what I was hoping would show up today.
You know, and normally you get those better sizes out on the reefs and everything,
No,
and you're
this is
pulling
a
out of
good
these
one.
channels here.
There we go. And that right there is the yellowjack.
Almost got his partner here. He
Oh,
woke up.
It's a good one. That might be a mutton.
I'm coming over here.
Switching.
And this one's got some weight to it.
And you holler at me if you need the net.
It's a big yellowjack and another one right on him.
Oh, perfect.
You talk about your, a little
That's a
wasabi
good one.
and soy sauce on this?
Yes.
Come on. It's amazing. The creeks around the Key Largo proper area, what's in them. It's a fun fishing kind of a thing, and you just never know what's going to show up as we're out here, you know, almost catching everything here today, and probably will by the end of the day.
Oh, looking good. Hearing the fish popping right now, right behind the boat again. Yeah, you can just hit them in the gill or just lip them. They're no teeth.
And down on big yellowjack.
Nice. Great one. See the size of the bait he ate?
Unreal. I like those big baits. And he says they're pretty decent sized yellowjacks. Now, a yellowjack, people think, okay, well, yellowjack, Jack Crevalle, it's part of the jack family that it's just good to fight, but it's probably not good to eat. A good thing, it could be a bad thing. The good thing, if a lot of people think it's not good to eat, they're going to release them, keep more of them out there in the water. But for those who know, when it comes to sashimi, the yellowjack is nearly right on top at that list. It's an amazing fish. We've had them before. White meat, incredible.
Mangroves provide breeding environments as well as nurseries for many Florida Keys marine species. It has been estimated that 3/4 of the Florida Keys game fish are dependent upon mangrove systems during at least part of their life cycles. This includes snook, snappers, tarpon, and barracuda. Mangroves also provide shelter and prime ambush points for game fish. Best bet? Identify the deepest mangrove pockets and cast a lure or light bait right into it. In artbypasta.com from Catch to Canvas Rendering.
Catch the canvas, baby.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Simrad. Never settle. Rapala holds the world record for world records. Suffolk's always use the best line. Starbright. Clean and protect with Starbright. George will be right back.
Variety fishing is a big draw within the creeks, sounds, and estuaries of Key Largo in the upper Florida Keys. Bruce Davis and I continue to add to our tally. But first, let me tell you about Baker's Cay Resort, Key Largo, a curio collection by Hilton. Situated in southern Key Largo, this all-inclusive, remarkably beautiful Gulfside property is water sports friendly. In addition to Captain Bruce Davis heading up their fishing charters, Baker's Cay Resort offers diving, parasailing, kayaking, and much more. There are 2 waterfall pools and a private beach supported by hammocks and both pool and tiki bars. It definitely brings out the Florida Keys feel. Accommodations include a variety of beautifully appointed rooms and suites, ranging from waterfront to hammock views. The rooms have a sitting area and private balcony from which to relax and enjoy the views. Dining options include beach dining at Dry Rocks, complete with live music and fire pits, and Calusa, a Creole Caribbean-influenced dining establishment specializing in Florida Keys seafood. Calusa also serves breakfast and Sunday brunches against a Florida Bay backdrop. Baker's Cay has everything one could want, and the only need to leave the resort is to go fishing. Let's get back to fishing.
And sure enough, like Bruce said, here's this beautiful creek emptying out. You could see some good rips. The tide was flowing enough, but not to the point where it was overbearing, where we couldn't get our jigs flowing down to near bottom, where the muttons supposedly were holding. We're doing our thing, free lining out baits, and he threw some live chum to try to stoke up the area, and did he ever. We had fish blowing up, busting, and then he would make a cast right into that, and then I get blasted.
Yep, got something.
That's what we want.
I was free lining like a yellowtail, and then it just raced out and came tight on him.
Well, you can imagine what there is like big rock piles just kind of bumping through, so you bumped right over it. That to me looks like a good-sized mutton.
Ooh, look at that big boat right there.
Okay. You yell at me if you need a hand.
Don't you worry. Oh, you get
I'm gonna
that.
throw a bait on that. Need a net?
I gotta want to look at him first. That's a crevalle.
Is it?
Yeah.
Man. Stayed high like
No,
it.
it's a big mutton. Get the net. I just want to see if you're paying attention.
You're just making me learn.
I just
That's
want
all
to see
it
if you're
is.
paying attention.
You gotta teach the captain the good stuff.
There you go. Ready?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Great. That's another great one, George. Freaking look at that.
Appreciate
thing.
that.
He does know what he's doing. Look at that. He likes you.
He's legal, right?
Oh, I think he is, yeah. I bet he's about 20.
And we let in a beautiful mutton snapper, another keeper. And this is phenomenal. You're catching mutton snapper like you would on the patch reefs, or like I said, on some of the offshore reefs, right by a beautiful creek with some of the most picturesque settings around. This is, again, goes back to why I favor Key Largo as far as one of the favorite places to inshore fish. Again, Key Largo proper, everything right around in here. It's just a beautiful place to go. Don't have really that far to run, and there's so many opportunities, and here we were, just showcasing the area like it should be showcased.
Oh, he must be almost rocked up, maybe?
Swimming with the boat with it?
He's under the boat. Oh, it's a mutton.
Little mutton.
That's another mutton.
There you go.
Well,
Another
okay.
release one there.
Yeah.
Another mutton.
I don't know.
Lane. What is that?
Well, schoolmaster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another species. Schoolmaster.
Finally, the tide really picked up, which made it a little bit more difficult to fish, so we basically wore a timeout at that spot. It was time to move.
Key Largo's online attractions include John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park, which encompasses 70 nautical square miles. Established in 1963, it's the first undersea park in the United States. Here, visitors can view the park's coral reefs and marine life aboard a glass-bottom boat, or by snorkeling or scuba diving. There's canoeing, kayaking, and even hiking on trails winding through tropical hammocks. For overnighting, Pennekamp has 42 reservable campsites, each with 30, 50, and 110 amp electrical outlets, water and sewer hookup, picnic table and grill. Cabins are also available. It's an ideal attraction with an abundance of recreational and educational amenities.
Mercury Performance Stats, Key Largo inshore. Seas, calm. Power, Mercury Pro XS V8 250 horsepower. Prop, Mercury Inertia Eco 19-inch pitch. Total miles, 42. Consistent cruise, 4,800 RPMs. Speed, 40 miles per hour. Total fuel burn, 16.1 gallons. We'll be right back. George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. Papa's Pilar Artesian Crafted Rum. Never a spectator. VMC, your expert in hooks. Art by Pasta. Real life art. Visit artbypasta.com.
The Simrad package on my Mako 214 includes twin 19-inch NSO Evo 3S units. The ultra-bright displays stand out even in direct sunshine and while wearing glasses. The high-definition displays, paired with an active imaging 3-in-1 chirp-enhanced transducer, provides the sharp details necessary to scrutinize the bottom and water column for structure, bait, and game fish. High-performance processors provide fast touchscreen transitions. The units come preloaded with CMAP coastal charts, and for fishing patch reefs and other coastal structures, I'm a big fan of their optional CMAP Reveal high-definition bathymetric bottom chart.
We pulled anchor, and he said, all right, how about we go get a snook now? I said, fantastic, we're just adding to the variety list.
You know, you want to go catch a couple snook and go enjoy ourselves in the back?
So here we go back through Card Sound, back through Jewfish Creek, we go into Barn Sound.
We went running, and then the wind picked up, which is another great part. If we get a good east wind, wind-blown points in the backcountry in Key Largo is phenomenal. We love the wind, we love mud. That means the mullet's up on the shores, and we get there and anchor up and not but the first cast, and we were all just talking about what tackle we're using, and bang.
Got your snook?
Or a red.
It looked like a little bronze, didn't it?
Yeah,
Snook.
that's a big snook.
Oh, let me get that, excuse me, net coming up.
Never done this before. I'm never the guy fishing.
I'm over here. You let me know which side you want them on.
Might have to come to my left.
I'm coming in over here.
And just so you know, that's still the 16th ounce jig. Now he's coming to my right.
I go to the right. Have 2 feet. They can change direction.
I come right into you if he's
All
coming,
right.
okay?
All right. Up. Not quite. My God.
Nice basket catch. Great. Looked like a good teaching moment.
How about that?
How about it? Great fish, man.
You chalked up the variety.
We did it. Look at
First
that.
shot on this
First
one, too.
shot.
He had a snook. He added it to the list. Beautiful snook. Unhooked it, got some social media pictures, and then boom, let that snook go. And we got back to it again, and we caught another snook in fast order.
So we were at our final spots just working, and we were catching ladyfish, and we did catch some jacks as well. But everything, again, being at the afternoon time, the bite starts to slow down, and we get to that point where it's time to head back.
Best thing is we proved, if you have yourself a real good day, come on back to the resort early and relax and enjoy yourself.
And what a better way to celebrate a successful fishing day than to have our catches prepared in a variety of styles by the Calusa Restaurant at Baker's Cay Resort in Key Largo. Talk about Key Largo hospitality.
What an enjoyable trip. I heard a lot about Bruce Davis with True Blue Charters from another very good friend of mine and captain, which is Chris Hansen. And in fact, Chris was the one who said, hey, you need to call Bruce and do a show with him. He's a great guy. He grew up here. He knows these waters.
So the experience with George and being able to be with the guys on the boat and being able to fish a boat that's not mine, which is very rare, by the way. Going through the day and actually be able to have new friends and to enjoy fishing for fun. People don't realize when we have a day off or two that we actually go crazy and have to go out in the water, even though we fish over 300 days a year sometimes. It was amazing to see all the stuff we did, been able to laugh and joke and not even really know each other at all. Some of the best times are, catching a ladyfish and getting some slippery hands. pretty much made the wrap up of the day and enjoyed ourselves.
So again, when it comes to a lot of my favorite inshore fisheries, I'm telling you, when you want me to vote on that, it's going to come down to Key Largo proper in the fabulous Florida Keys. It's hard to miss here.
If you're a fan of our show, keep up with our adventures by following us on social media. I'm on Instagram at George Poveromo, and on Facebook, go to facebook.com/George.Poveromo. You can also watch your episodes at any time on YouTube at George Poveromo TV. We'll see you on the water.